Nothing but professionalism here, kids. That's what we're doing all the way. Nobody needs to know who made the mistake. No one. Oh, get that hand down. What? Nothing. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. The guy without the hat is the one who made the mistake. I'm teasing you, man. I'm kidding.
Okay.
We had a good show yesterday, but it was a fast show, wasn't it?
It was.
Before the show, you were like, "Hey, Dad, can you make the show a little less fast?"
Yeah.
I said, "You got it, man. You got it. So we'll make the show a little less fast." You good, Campbell?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You want to take people through this little thing we
What's
call...
happened last time? Well, last time we worked a little bit on the code generator. So, basically, we have the pattern for vector long. So this is the best pattern. We found that this was the best pattern for a vector pattern. And then this is our vector. This is our class name, just so that, you know. You
for the generated code down there.
Yeah, for the generated code.
Yeah.
And this is just the code, basically, that it generates. And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
we also, we split up the code into more scripts, more classes, I guess.
Yeah, we created one. We've got this one file called delete. This is for research only.
Yes.
This is just for us to kind of create something. I actually realized sometime in my sleep, Campbell, that I wanted to check to see if there were no matches early on. And like here is where we create the result. I actually want to change the way we're generating the code. I want to move this closer to here. That's one of the changes I want to do. Let's kind of, as I make each change here to our sample, let's go to our regular code, our code generator, and make those same changes. So the first thing I did is I'm taking RegEx result and I'm moving it down near this loop right here. So let's go find that. That's this guy right here. So I'm going to take that, get rid of him, and I bet I can maybe delete one line here. And then I want to put it, I guess I'm putting it right at the end of this, is kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, it's just two down from it. So I think I'll do that. I'll come down here, I'll get this same input, I'll paste that right there. And I've just done that change, so I made that change to move it a little closer. Then I want to do something here that basically, let's write the code here where we've got IntelliSense. I want to unmatches. I think their matches comes back at 0 if it's not found anything. If matches.count equals 0, no matches, I want to return null. So the call to create will actually return null back if there's no matches.
Okay.
And I think that's the best way for somebody using this code to know if there are matches or not. Right, if it worked or not. It's just if it comes back null. And we could also put a comment up here at the top. Go ahead, what do you want to say?
Null isn't nothing. It's just, it's not 0.
It's not
it
0,
doesn't have value either.
but it's closer to not, just our concept of nothing.
Yes. Okay.
That's kind of what null is, yeah. Null is, in fact, in VB, another programming language, they say it's, they call it nothing, I'm pretty sure. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
My question was actually, how do you just did something where you deleted all of the comments on the end?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Okay.
Like just the end. I was going to ask that.
Alt plus Shift is a rectangular selection. So if you use Alt Shift plus the arrow keys, I think is that right? Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, I do Alt Shift and then left arrow and then move all the way up here like this is kind of what I'm doing.
Okay.
I think I can also use regular Shift and while I'm holding the Shift key down, add the Alt key and now start moving up and down. That make sense?
Yeah.
Why don't you try that? See if you can delete that rectangular selection. Make the rectangular selection and then delete it. Okay? It's also...
Wait. And then I can write
Yes.
on. Oh, that's actually a really helpful.
So now if you wanted to create a comment in all the lines, you can just start typing in the comment string, right? And whatever you want to say.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of that one. Go ahead and get rid of that one. So I want to add this line of code right here. That's what I want to do. Matches.count equals 0, then return. So now I'm going to come back over to our code generator, and I can pretty much do it right here. Right? I just take it in the comment, come down here, paste that in. I'm going to use this indent right here. I think I'm just using spaces here is what I'm doing. And then paste that in there. Yeah, that's just doing spaces is what it looks like doing. So that's just going to return null. Now, there's one other thing that we're learning 2 new things today. One of the things we're going to learn is something called XML.comments. And if I come up at the top here and I type in 1, 2, 3 of these, it gives me this. Can you do that for me, Campbell? Can you?
Oh wait, I think I've seen this. And then this is just a summary of all of the code, right? Or at least the
it's a
method
summary
that follows it.
Yes, it's a summary of the piece that follows it, exactly. So I'm going to say creates a new, and I'm going to call it regex result, whatever that is, right? Based on the string, based on the specified text to match. Like that. Now, one of the things notice, we're calling this string, but we might want to call this text to match instead. Because text to match would make more sense when I was calling it what it means. Text to match, I think.
Ah.
That's what we can actually see what is the name of the parameter when we call matches by hitting Control-Shift-Enter. It's called input. Fine. Let's call it input, Campbell. So we have the same thing as what's happening in here in the call to matches. Okay? Based on the specified I'll say now input text is what I'll say. Okay? Now the cool thing about this now, Campbell, is once we've done this, we can go be somewhere else in the code, and we can say, oh, I want to call, what is it, RegEx result, is what we called it, dot create, and look at what is happening here. Creates a new regex result based on the specified input text. See that?
Yeah.
That's because we typed it in to the XML.comment.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And so now what we can do, if we're going to make a code generator, we should have a code generator that generates really good code, right? That's kind of what we're looking to do. And so what I want to do is I want to have the code generator also generate this comment. Okay? So I've just renamed input. Okay, got to go find stir and change it to input in our code generator. There's one, there were 2 as I recall. One here. And I like.
Can you rename things in comments?
No.
Like if you.
You do not have that power or control to do that. No. So we have to be a little more careful about that.
Okay.
But what we could do
is Control F or
yeah, we
non-enter.
could composite these in a way. Like we could also do a replace. Like one of the things that I added after the show is we look at regex result. If I search through it, I'm using a method on string called replace. So this is just a string. This is class start. In fact, if I hover over it, you can see it. See it right there? Public class regex result, open, brace, and then the end quote. You can see the code right there when I hover over it.
Yeah.
See it? So it's a string. You can tell it's a string because of this word right here, right? And you can see it's in the code generator class, and it's called class start.
So it just replaces regex result in the class with whatever the class name is?
That's what it does. I did one
and
other
then
thing.
it has 2 parameters for the thing you're replacing and the thing you're replacing it with.
Yeah. And I also have got it, so I've got a class name, but I've also got an instance name. And an instance name is going to give me a initial lowercase version of it, so that I can create an instance of it in the sample code. I'll show you what that does. It's right here. In this line of code creates the sample code. Okay? Does that make sense? Well, maybe
yes.
It doesn't make sense yet, but I'll show it to you later. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to finish this right here. So I want to say the input text to get a match for. And I might even do this. For example, comma, put something in quotes here, and then I might say like sample input. If you do like this, I'm just going to write this in and we'll use that replace feature to replace it. Okay? So I'll do that, right, like that. And then we're going to say returns the new, and again I'll have RegEx result here, RegEx result, or null if no matches were found for the input. So now we've got a really nice detailed specified input. We've got a really nice detailed XML.comment. Now I can just need to find where we start the method and paste it right above it. So let's go see if we can find that in our code generator. It's the create call. These are all highlighted, by the way, because I have the search entry up here. If I close that down, that highlighting will go away. That looks like it's the method right there.
What the? Oh.
Right there, see it?
Yeah.
That's what our code generator uses. So I'm going to come in here now. I want to get the same indent for all of these. So we'll use rectangular, whoops. Going to use rectangular selection. Let's see. Let's try again. And then paste,
It thinks that the quotes at the beginning of input are.
Yes, so I'm going to have to escape the quotes. See what's happening there? Oh, but escaping doesn't work here. That means I think I doubled them. It's a different way to escape because I have to double them because I'm on the inside of a literal
String.
A literal string, exactly. So we've seen literal strings and we've seen interpolated strings. And
Yes.
look at, but the cool thing about the highlighter, look what it does. It highlights them so we see, oh, okay, that's an escape character.
Okay.
Okay?
Wait, but then when we generate the code, won't it have two quotes?
No, escaping means I'm using kind of a code. And so it's going to replace the code with what the code represents. So escaping here or doubling up the quotes means I'll replace it with one. Try it and see what happens.
So.
Try it by running is what I mean.
Yeah.
So we're looking to see input in one quote. Here, why don't you maximize this so we can see all of this?
Input.
Okay.
Input.
It
is. It's in one quote.
Yeah. And then look at sample input off to the side.
Also in one quote.
Right. Notice down below in sample usage, down below right in here,
Yeah?
we are in our generated code, we also generate a comment that says, here's how to use it. Now let's say we wanted to call this our vector maker, or something like that. Notice what happens to the sample code down below. Vector maker is equal to vector maker.create, and then it passes it in. This right here is where I want to put in here. See that? So
Yeah.
I want to take whatever I'm building here and I want to copy that and I want to replace it. So let's figure that part out. So we'll at least have the for example part working there. So this create method start, we need a replace call on it. We've already got one. We're going to add another one to it. Does that make sense? So we're just going to keep replacing. And this returns a string, which means I can call replace on it again because it's a string. I can keep calling replace again and again, and ultimately it'll be added to this result. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool that I can call method on a string. In other words, I can say, hello, C, and then I can type in dot replace, and I can replace the letter C with the word Campbell. Like that. I can do that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I think there's a view in here. I haven't really used this a lot. I've never really found the need to do it. I think it's the immediate window. Where are you, immediate window? Maybe in other windows. Is there an immediate window in here? Toolbars. Is there an immediate? No. Where is it? Where are you? Pretty sure it's here. Debug Windows immediate. Does that mean I can only use it while debugging? Maybe that's true. Let's see if I can type that in right now and see what happens. No overload for replace takes 0 arguments. Did I mess that up? I'm not sure why that failed. Oh, this my code here is got to compile. That's what my problem is. Okay, so we're going to replace inside here. Let's make this code compile at least. We're going to replace this word sample input with whatever we're doing for the sample code in here, which add create method here. Add create method is being called somewhere in here. The sample text. There it is. Sample text. We need to add that as a parameter. That's what we need. So in add create method, I'm going to put the caret there, and I'm going to choose add parameter. I've got sample text on the clipboard. I'm just going to paste it in, and CodeRush will build that in, knowing it's a string. See, so CodeRush just gave that to me there.
Yeah.
And then now I can come in here and do that. Now my code should compile, and now let's see what happens if I hit enter here. It's actually running. Oh, look what it did. See what it did?
Yeah.
Hello, Campbell. So this is kind of cool. So you can kind of use the immediate window to try things out. Sometimes you just have to have the code that compiles. All right, let's run it a second and maximize it. And now let's see if our sample text is looking good. There we go.
Woohoo!
Okay. All right. So that's pretty good. Now I think we're about ready to use it, right? We have generated code. We haven't actually used this yet to see if this is going to work, but I'm pretty sure it will. The other thing that's kind of interesting about this, and this is kind of a preview of going forward, Campbell, but there's another aspect to development that we haven't really talked about on the show a lot, and it's called testing. And one of the things that you can do with code is you can write tests to make sure your other code works. So I can write a test to make sure that the other code that's part of the program, that's part of my program, is actually working or not. And I can create tests for every method, for example, that I have. And in doing so, I can, depending on how many tests I write and how much coverage I can have a level of certainty to the quality of my product that otherwise I might not have if I don't do the tests. Right? And why would that be important? Why would it be important to know if your code works or not?
Well, if it doesn't work, then if you don't know that it doesn't work, then you won't know what to fix. And if you don't know what to fix, then it's going to take a long time to figure out what you have to fix.
Yeah, it's really, really important. It's most important.
Whereas if you just run every time you make a change, and then it stops working all of a sudden, you know what change you made.
That is a way to develop with a focus on quality. Yeah, it is. Tests are really, really, really important if there are expensive consequences to a mistake in the code. So let's say I have millions and millions of customers, and I make a mistake and I lose one of a million customers. I might lose a lot of revenue, for example, right? Mm-hmm. Or let's say I'm creating a health website to help people out during like a pandemic, for example, or some other health crisis, right? the like a water shortage or something like that. A mistake on the site could have consequences measured in human life.
Yeah.
Right? So it depends on what we're doing, right? Does it make sense to focus on test cases or not? The reason I'm bringing up test cases is because we're generating code right here. One of the things that we could build automatically is a test case in the generated code to test this out. The reason I know we can do that is because we already have an input and we already have an output. So we could build a test case, which means if somebody comes in here and changes this accidentally, the test case would start failing and we would know that there's a problem. See what I'm saying? So we can do that. I'm not going to do that now, but it is something to consider, to think about there. We were talking about this code generator. Okay, last thing we need is we need like a copy button somewhere on here. I'm thinking about maybe putting something there. What do you think? Big fat copy button. So
yes, definitely.
It. All right.
And maybe not there, but I think maybe could you because I think one of the best places is maybe here or even if we can move this check mark here.
Oh, right up there. Yeah, I see what you're saying. We could take this check mark and put it underneath groups found, and we could put the copy button up above if you want.
Yes.
Although, you know what though? This is really pertaining to whether this is working or not. Right? If I were to, somehow, make a change, I really do think I kind of want this closer.
Okay, then we can put it down here.
I'll put it down there. Let's put it there. Okay. So let's close this down.
Okay, and then, can I do it?
You can. What I was going to do, let's make a button. So let's find it.
I can't turn.
Close down that output window below so you give yourself some more space. That debug output is kind of taking up some space down there. Close that media window too. So let me close. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to add it after groups, the list box under groups found.
Here?
Yeah. Try that. That looks like it's working really well. Make it bigger and deeper, wide, taller. I mean, yeah, that's good. That's good right there.
Okay.
All right.
And now
I want to put an image in here. Oh yeah, go ahead. You can change that if you want. Yeah, you just to make a copy right now if you want to. We can do that too. I do have an image I prepared for this if you want to do it.
Yeah, sure. I just want to first, just to know that this is copy.
Yeah. So one of the things you can do, notice, I want to show you something. This is something about the button. So take a look at this. This is a XAML behavior. So this is something about XAML I'm about to teach you. XAML has a number of properties that are kind of like the main properties. Like down here, text is the main property of text block. It says generated code right there. See that? If we were to take this out, and I was to get rid of this, and instead add that closing tag, and down here write generated code, look what's happening. See it? That text property is what we would call its main content property. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Similarly, the button's main content property, unfortunately, is not called text, it's called content. But what I can do is this, watch, I can take that out and do that same thing here, and now just type in copy right there instead. And I'll explain why this is important in a second. Okay, see that working?
Yes.
Switch over to my machine here for a second. I want to get, I'll show you the copy icon I created. I actually created this in PowerPoint, just using shapes. I'm going to copy that. What'd you say?
It looks a little bit like the save all icon in Visual Studio.
A little bit. I made it look like this thing right up here. That guy. That's what I was trying for right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I did as good of a job as maybe I could have on there. Maybe these should have been gray backgrounds, but I'm going to use it. So I'm going to copy that to clipboard. I'm going to come over here where the word copy is, and I'm just going to paste it in. Oh, is it not cross? Is it not coming across? What is that? Copy. Not coming across. All right. Well, we're not going to worry about it then. Although I am going to just for my own interest, I'm going to grab something simpler. Is the complexity of the button does not appear to be. For some reason, I'm not. Oh, you know what I got to do? Let me do this. I think I know what's going on. Actually, I totally know what's going on. Because I'm copying across machines, it's trying to send text over, and there's no text associated with this. For this to work, I need to first, because this is a code rush feature that's kicking in here. It's checking to see if there's something on the clipboard. So what I want to do is I want to create a new project. I'm just going to get some WPF up here. So I have XAML on my side, and then I'll paste it there. Then I'll take what's pasted in.
Wait, we might be able to do a live share?
No, I think live share is not going to work either. The reason why is because the clipboard contents are being kind of manipulated a little bit. Let me just do this. I'm going to paste it in here. Here it works good.
Oh, and then copy that.
I'm going to copy this and now paste it over here. And there we go. And so now we've got this cool kind of thing going on here. There's a feature in Button called padding, and there's a coder's template called P. So if I type in P4, it'll just give me that padding. Although it doesn't look like that made any change. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, I just need to make it a little bigger. So see what I can do with padding here, Campbell?
Yeah.
I can kind of decide how far in I want it to go until it looks good. So that's cool. We've got a cool copy button now. Now all I need is an event handler on here. And the event for buttons is called click. So if you start to type in click right now, there you go. Look at the icon to the left of click. See the lightning bolt icon? That means it's an event. That means it's doing something, and you can tie code to whatever this thing it does. So if you hit enter now to accept that, and now you hit the down arrow to highlight new event handler, and then hit enter on that, it will create a new event handler for you on that button. Now, one of the things I just noticed the button is missing is it's missing a name. I'm just going to type in, I like to name my buttons, and I like to start with a BTN and copy, like that. And now I'm going to come over here to button click, and I just want to give it a name that will help me remember that it's connected to that. I don't just want it being button click, I want it BTN copy click is what I want to do. So I'm going to rename that there. Now that we've done that, we now need to get to the clipboard. I think I can just type in clipboard, maybe. Look at that, Campbell. See it?
Yeah.
See if you can use IntelliSense to figure out how to set the text on the clipboard. Ah, look at that. Do you see the first one offered? You always take a look at those starred ones. The starred ones are based on, what's you're likely to use. We want to set the text on the clipboard. That's what we want to do. So there's going to be an open paren on that, I bet, because it's a, there you go. And it needs text.
And then,
what is it called? I'll give you a hint. Every single text box we have on our form starts with TBX. We need to reference one of the text boxes on our form.
Which is, wait, can I look
you can go look at it, and they all start with TBX, the name. So you reference it by name.
TBX code gen, right?
That's correct. So if you were just to type in, watch what happens when you just type in TBX.
TBX.
Look at how that's everything that's ours. That's
and
the
then
advantage.
we can also just do this, and then we only want
fields.
Fields.
You can filter that way.
Wait, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Good job. Look at that.
Code gen.
But it's not just the control, it's the control's text. So we have to hit a dot there and get to find its text.
Dot
there
text.
it is, right there. And then hit semicolon. You hit a semicolon right here and it'll end it. That, I think, is it. I think now if you save it and you run it, we are going to copy that to the clipboard and be ready to go try that out in Unity. Okay?
Oh, we don't, oh wait, it's maximized, yeah.
All right, you need a little margin there, but we
There's
can
no
fix the margin
feedback.
right now using XAML hot reload. What did you say, Campbell? I missed it.
There's not real feedback loop on the, like if you click on the copy button,
Yeah?
it doesn't necessarily say that.
Ooh,
So I think,
we need that somewhere, don't we?
yes.
Okay, cool. Let's add that. I'm going to just do a margin here of maybe 4 or something like that around it, just to see if that moves it down. That's not enough. Let's make it 12. There you go. Just got a margin right there, so it just gives a little more space. So we need something that says copy to the clipboard. we could do something. Let me set a breakpoint here. Let's copy. Go ahead and copy. Get to that breakpoint.
Copy.
Okay. And now I want to, I think it's something called message box. See that right there? Hit enter on message box. And then do a dot. And call a method on it. Oh shoot, I just noticed my screen instead of yours there.
Oh,
There we go. All right, go ahead.
Method on it called
Show. Look at the stars at the top. The stars show you the most frequently used methods in this place. It's a method, so it needs an open paren, and once you type that open paren, you're going to get some IntelliSense here. And it takes...
show, do you want get type string? Oops. Or...
Look at your cue is this. This is what you're looking at. You're looking at the hint down here, show, and then it's asking for message box text. That's its input parameter. So figure that out. I'm going to be right back. I want you to figure out what text to send it. Remember for text, you've got to send a string. And I'll be right back. And put a semicolon at the end of the line. You get it working?
What does it say that's wrong? Nope. Doesn't work if you're in a string. I thought. This is what I had, but it was saying it was wrong. And I was trying to hover over it, and it wouldn't.
Tell me about get type string. What's happening with that? What are you thinking?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Actually.
We'll get rid of it.
Yeah, okay. I had it, I think, because I was thinking.
Was it suggested by IntelliSense?
Yes, it was suggested by IntelliSense.
I gotcha.
Oops.
Okay, no worries.
Oh, okay.
I think you can clear the breakpoint and just run and see what happens.
Oh. So wait, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Good. Let's see if it's actually. Let me try something over here. I'm going to run. I'm going to bring up Notepad.
And
then
let's
hit
see
paste.
If it's copied.
You get paste right there for me? All right, looks like that's working. All right, so now we're over in, I want to do one other thing. I want to have one small discussion.
Yeah.
And the discussion goes like this. There's a word, there's a phrase in programming called data transfer object. Also known as a DTO. And a DTO is essentially, it's just used to hold data for the most part and give it to other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like a box. And it often has a lot of data in it. It's
similar to our game logic.
Yeah, it's generally a class. So for example, we've got a class called vector, right? And vector's got a couple properties in it. It's got, a double that is x, for example. Right, it looks a little bit like this. Public double x, and then y, that sort of thing. That could be a DTO. But once you start adding methods, like maybe you had add, and you take in another vector as your method, and the method returns a vector. So hold on, let me get the declaration right here. Looking in Notepad is interesting. All right, so it takes a vector v, and it returns it. So now once I start getting my methods in here, then it's not really a DTO anymore.
Because it's doing things.
It's doing things, yeah. And this is just a term. It's just a term. But because what we're building is like a data transfer object. If we look at the code here, it's generating a class that has no instance methods. It's got one static method that returns it. And because it's a vector, like we're calling it, it's our super vector or whatever, I kind of want to call it I was thinking I would call it vector DTO. But now I'm thinking maybe not. This is not the same as a vector in Unity, so we have to come up with a different name, or we should. We could call it the MC vector for Mark and Campbell, or the CM vector for Campbell and Mark, or the super vector. I like that. You have any preference on the name?
I like super vector.
All right, hit the copy button, and let's go get to Unity. All right, copy. Good. All right, let's switch over to Unity. Oh, you should also do this. You should probably check in that code, because we're done in that class. Let's go do that. Let's look at what we did here. We added an XML.comment. We generated code. Now returning. I'm not quite getting my super. That's correct. Now returning null if no match is found. Hopefully that code's correct. We'll test that code out. What else are we doing? We added a copy button. Which is cool. And copy functionality. Copy button. Added copy functionality. Copy clipboard. That was pretty easy to put it on the clipboard, right?
It was.
Right, it was one line of code. It wasn't too hard to find it. Okay.
It was.
Go ahead, what you want to say?
It was just automatically suggested for us.
Yeah, it was great. It worked out really well. Okay, so we commit all that. Back over here. Okay, we need an input. And I watched a tutorial this morning on how to do this, and I think I got it. But I need to create an input field. And we need that. Here's the input field. See it's down here in the bottom?
Yeah.
Left? Okay. Let's see if we can make this wider. I'm not actually, I want to be able to hold more text.
The thing is, it's so huge in the scene view, but not at all in the game view.
Right, I think that's camera. I think it's just the camera's real close to it. That's all. I think we can get it really tiny as well if we move the camera far enough away. I'm not yet figured out how to make it wide. And I was hoping to see a property here, but I don't see it. I see this up here. I see width. What's going to happen if I move width?
And then we can change position.
Yeah. And then position, move it over. Looks like maybe I made it too wide. Let's do that. Move my position over. At least make it centered, I guess. What happens when we run it? I want to see, will it go, if we're maximizing, will it go full screen? Is what I'm hoping to see.
Like, try maximizing.
Oh, my bad, sorry. Here, why don't you do it? Get that thing going. Maximize on play. Okay, cool.
So we need to move it down a bit.
Yeah.
And also here.
I think let's do both of that. Can you do that for me? Get that in a good position. Keep testing it. Modify the... No, I think... Oh, yeah, you are. We're dropping it down.
I just want to see, is that enough? A little bit more.
And then that width needs to, I don't know if I
Just
double it. You can
up.
almost leave it right there, actually. I think it's okay, that width. Because we're not going to have really long strings. I hope we can make the font size bigger.
We can. I like that.
I want to make the font size like,
Okay.
I want to double up the font size. Now there's a couple things in here. It may not be here. If you don't see it here, let me show you where to look.
Wait, I think it is here actually. Because I've seen in text at least.
Well, this is what I want to show you. Take a look over here.
Yep. Oh, do you think it's an event system? Or
See that? I think it's there.
it is.
All right, try to double up that font size. See what happens. Jeez, dude,
Oopsies,
that's crazy.
oops, wait.
Just make it like 28 or something.
Sorry, I wasn't really looking at it when I was doing it.
All right, run it. See what happens. Is it going to be big?
Let's see. I wanna. Oh, okay.
What's happening? I can tell.
I'm trying to click on it, but it's not.
Nothing's happening. Not letting you enter text.
No.
Let's undo this. Let's do this. Hit undo. See what happens. Hit undo till the font size drops to 14. You can just try it here.
I don't think that was the problem.
Oh, there we go. It's there. It's there now. Okay, let's try it again. Let's switch it to 28. Switch to 28 and run again and see if it will work. That's good enough. Close enough. Run it. Click on it. Not working?
So weird.
It's not working, isn't it? That's really weird. Okay, so let's maybe do a search for this. I'm going to, on my machine, I'm going to bring up a browser and type in Unity, C# input field, change font size. What's my secret there? Look at that one. A weird clicking sound. Is that you on the? You doing anything, Camel? Over there? You're not doing anything with the mic or anything like that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. This is the one I was thinking might be a good one. It's input field, right? Input field. Okay, well that's clearly not working. We had another option here, I thought, when we were working with stuff before, and it was like character size or something. Wasn't there something else in here?
Was there? Maybe there was. I don't remember. Maybe though. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm only seeing...
That might have been something else though.
Yeah. I'm only seeing font size. That's really weird. So if I go like 18 and run it, what are we going to get?
No.
Clicking it doesn't work.
Try maybe even like 15.
Yeah, I guess we're going to deal with this for now. That's a weird kind of strange limitation.
I just want to see if it only... Oh wait, maybe...
There's also a placeholder, by the way.
Okay. And I want to see if it accepts the lower numbers. It does. Wait, I think I just had an idea.
Maybe we have to change placeholder size.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think we might have to change the size of the box that the text is in for it to be able to work. Let me try that. 28. Text. 28. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Okay, wait, there's one other thing though.
Wait.
So, never mind, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just have to change this back, and now you can do what you wanted to.
No, there's some discussion here on input field, but changing the font asset on the parent TMP input field. So is there a font asset here? Is there a place where I can create a font and drag it onto it? Input field. You see anything here that says font? I have a text component. Got a placeholder. Yeah, I'm not seeing font on it anywhere on here in the input field. Let's go look at the placeholder. Do you want to try that?
Yeah.
Try increasing the size of it on the placeholder?
I tried that.
Oh, and it didn't work.
It did not.
The placeholder's got a font size too.
It does.
Why don't we set them both equal?
I did. I set both to 28.
And it didn't work.
It did not.
I'm sorry, I was looking away when you did that. That's too bad. It just failed. It just failed to take
Failed,
it quick.
yeah.
Well, okay. Interesting. Changing font size cannot click input field. I'm gonna just change my search. See if I can find something on this. I feel like interact with input field. Font size too big. I had placeholders for font size to 14 and text to 16, so the text was displayed when I wrote it in. Draft like good help. Good luck. In my case, there's an image in front. Something have it here. Red system was missing. Screen view. Let me try this. I just want to come in here. I want to come in here. Font size. Let's switch back over to your machine here, Camel. I want to try font size 44 here. And over on this side,
No, 24.
I'll make it 24. So you said to try?
Me? No, you put 44 in one of them.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yep, nothing. Yeah. Looks like it's, there's some definitely weird, unexpected behavior going on with this control. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna stick with the 1414.
Dang.
Dang is right. We did 2020. Let me try to get just down there. 2020. Maybe also placeholder. Placeholder's this thing here, right?
I think so.
I'm wondering if there's something we can do here on placeholder to make it bigger. Like, I don't know. That didn't really seem to do anything. What about here?
Can I have the mouse for a second?
Yeah, look at this. What's happening? This might be key to solving the problem. Let's see if that's related at all.
Oh.
Notice we got inner text moving up a little bit. That's the placeholder. Let's look at the input field. Let's see the input field.
Wait, can I put this for just 1 second?
Sure, John. Somebody just got his drones out here. Are you done, or are you?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. This input field. Have anything in here? It's got height. This Campbell. What if we did that? Change the height of the input field. Makes sense what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
What if we did that?
Do you think
What's
that will work?
The placeholder? The placeholder. So we get, yeah, I think it's gonna work. Look at that. Where's the bottom on this? The bottom close. Can you drag the? Oops. I think we changed the right there. Hold on a second. Let me undo that. Do that. The bottom. Try to get the bottom so I can see it. Whoa, that is not what I wanted. Oh, this is, there we go, like right in there, I think. It's back to top.
Whoa.
Let's see what happens now. I bet now we can go up to 44 font.
The drones just went crazy.
What'd you say about the drones?
The drones, they just went like crazy.
All over the place? Yeah. Okay, now let's change the font size. 55. And change it over here to 55. And run it. That looks better.
Woohoo!
Hey, now can you type something in? See if you can type something in there.
Yeah. No.
Nothing's going in.
Nothing is. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
So you can type in A equals 1, 2, 3 or something like that. Alright?
Uh-huh.
Cool. That's our current vector. That wasn't me that made him go crazy.
He's in the house.
It was so bizarre. I didn't see him. I've seen crazy behavior when, Smashing Tap is out there saying, hello, Camel.
Hello.
Happy weekend. Happy weekend to you, Smashing Tap. Welcome. I had my eyes on the other screen and did not see you in chat. All right. So now we want to respond to when this changes. Okay? All right, so this is what I learned today when I was looking at tutorials on this. Let's see, I think it's the input field. Yeah, see this on value changed?
Yeah.
That's looking for a method that it can call that takes a string. So what I want to do is I want to create a method that takes a string, and I think I'm going to put it in game logic here. That's what I'm going to do. So let's create a new method inside game logic when you're ready, Campbell.
Okay,
Do
one
that.
sec. I have to.
Create a new method in game logic.
Got it. Called.
Text change. You know what? It's M. M for method. I don't know if I copied this yet. M for method, and it returns nothing, so you just leave it empty. So M, and then call it text change, I think, something like that.
Text change.
Hit enter, and inside the print, type in VS, so we're going to accept a string in here.
This.
And this variable name is going to be called text, I imagine.
Text.
And hit enter. And you want to change this to be a public method. Okay. And now we want to do something with this text. Is what we want to do. So I kind of want to do this just to test that this is working. Can you drop on the canvas, can you drop just a text on it? Yeah, and give this a name. Call this, sound, feedback or output or, temporary. We're going to delete it, something like that. Don't sneeze with all those flowers nearby you. Give that a name, Campbell?
Yeah.
Oh, we're switching up.
Did I?
Your view over there.
Wait, why is there a capital P? Output. I gave it a name, I just haven't, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got calling that output. Let's go to our script and let's get a new game object up here. Let's just duplicate this line right here and call that output.
Output. Shift enter.
And maybe it could, instead of game object, maybe it could be a type text. Change game object type to text and duplicate line 4, adding UI.
Text.
Should be an uppercase T, I think.
Oops.
Add UI.
Oops. Dot UI.
Yeah, dot UI.
UI.
UI stands for user interface. Go back down, fix that to uppercase T, and I think that will work. Good. Save it, and now assign that output text to this one. Drop it to it. Drop it on inside of Unity.
Okay.
Save it first. Good. Now drag that onto the game object. So that you're not.
Wait.
You got to go find our game logic. It's our game logic control. Right? And then over on the right, we should see the script, see the output. Yeah, go grab output, connect it. Good. Just like that. Then back in our code, in our event that we've added, the text change, I want to set the output text to see what's coming in, to see if we can actually see it.
Okay.
So that means go back to the code.
Sorry.
Go back to that text change method that we created. And right in there, say output.text is equal to text. Something like that. I'm expecting it to be output. Let's tool it down. Dot, and I think it's got a text property. There you go. Equals text. So the text coming in that's passed in here, we're going to pass out to there to see if we're actually getting.
Is it a string?
What?
Is it a string or no?
No. I want to when I say text, it's equal to the parameter that's coming in to this method. See that up there?
Oh,
on
yeah.
127? Semicolon. There you go. You can save it and try running it if you want.
Okay, 1 sec. See? Stop. Control R.
Run it from Unity.
Yeah, I know. Yep. Okay.
We'll type something in here to see if the other text changes. Okay? Close it
No,
down,
it's
it's clearly not working. Go to, I think we didn't hook up the event, so we kind of need to do that. I'm going to come hook up the event, I'm going to move my mouse over to your machine. Okay? Is it here? It's here. On value change. See that right there?
Yeah?
We want, I think, no, wait, hold on, I'm going to hit the plus button first. And then grab my game logic. Is that right or no? Maybe I don't want my game logic. I think I want my object that has my game logic instead. Whoa, oh, it's this. Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's that. So that. Then I'm going to grab a function. And I'm going to grab a function. And what do we call it, Campbell? Text change, I thought, right?
I think so. Here, let's
Is that it right there?
yes, that's it. I think.
Okay, so we're going to call that. So now we've hooked it up. Let's save it and run it.
Can I do something really quickly? Just really.
Go ahead. Oh, you're going to have me keep going.
No,
I thought you were
just
going to do something on the. Okay. All right. So let's run that and we'll see if that works.
Okay, come back.
All right, we're going to just time to be able to try this out. Type in something in there and see if new text changes at all.
One.
Oh, good.
Yes.
It changed.
But
It
it's not
changed.
showing it.
It's not showing the text. That's super interesting. Text. That means the text is always empty going in there, which is interesting. I wonder if there's a mistake in what we've done in terms of hooking up on value change. Let's switch back over to my machine here. I'm going to search for on value changed, and that's not quite everything I wanted, and Unity, and C#, and signature, so I can see what the method signature should look like. String from input field, script. Must match a predefined function signature before it will display. For instance, that, which I've got, is fine and will show up just fine as something you can choose. Yeah, the problem is, yeah, we don't have a problem with the function not appearing. The function is appearing. The problem is what's coming in is empty. They're suggesting that the value set in is the value of the text at runtime, I mean before you started running the game. That's what they seem to be suggesting here. All right, let's try something different. Let's do this.
Ah, wait, can I have the mouse for a second?
Go ahead.
Just have to.
I'm waiting for you to tell me that you're done with it. If you're
One
done, are you done?
Almost.
What are you doing, man? You're gonna chat with somebody else on the other screen? What are you doing?
No, I'm trying to get a clip of the drones going haywire.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
You can do it.
Okay. So let's try this. We know that it's coming in at least once. Let's do this. Let's create another one called input. This. And let's just say this. This is equal to input.text. See what I did here, Campbell?
Yeah.
Oh, keep the key down. What's the problem?
Oh, since we have a parameter called input, it thinks, so we have to change the name of that.
Yeah, okay. So let's change that. Text input. What we'll do, we'll call that. Let's switch that. Okay, cool. Good job spotting that, Campbell. Nice speed doing that. It says KidzCode! Showing up says, leave my drones alone and focus on your coding. And it gives you a winky emoji. Okay, so text input is now what we're calling that. Now I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to rename this. to text input as well. Then we're going to go find, I think, our game logic. And we're going to grab that text input and get that guy and hook it up to it. Okay? Let's see what happens now. Type something in for me.
Aha! It works! Wait! No, it doesn't.
It's like behind. If you type a space, what happens? Come on, Unity. Come on, Unity,
Aha!
work harder.
It's there.
Actually,
But it's, oh wait, it's, all of it is there.
but it's one behind every change, it seems.
Oh,
It's
it
like
is.
we're getting the event before the control itself is knowing that it's changed. That
So-
seems like a design mistake to me. Pudding, I'm glad you're here. Maybe you can have some ideas on what's going on here. We've got an event handler on this this input field. And watch, if I type in 1, 2, 3, it's right up here on the red line. You can see 1, 2. And then if I do a 4, whoops, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, keep going back in the circle again. It's one behind every time. When I do the 5, it shows the 4. When I do the 6, it shows the 5. It's not a vector right now. Right now, well, the thing right above me is a vector. Yeah, we haven't quite worked out the look of that. But we're really trying to get the text to show up. And it's like when we make the call in the event, it's too soon. So we've got this text changed, and we're basically at that point grabbing the text inputs text and putting it over here. Is there some way to, like, either, it's one of the umbrellas you put on drinks. Okay, stop looking at that, Pudding. I want you to look at my code and help me out with the code. Because it has to do with text input. How do I get this to, like, refresh itself? So because I've already, the text change comes in and I'm assigning the text inputs text. That text input is coming from this guy, whoops, sorry. It's coming from this guy right here. Nope, we want the little umbrella to have a drink to belong to. Okay, I'm not sure if Pudding's gonna help us out on this. We're one behind. It's giving us an event. We're hooking up here to on value changed. There's also on and edit. What's interesting is it takes a string. When we give it a string, nothing came into that string. This was always empty. Every time. I was like, what? On value changed, always empty. C#, I'm going to type in on my machine back over here. Unity, on value changed, always empty. And that's inside an input field. Always empty. Always one letter behind. This is what we were seeing. Right?
Yeah. Wait.
Wait, what? Always one, look, the value of the text input is always one letter behind.
Yeah.
It's the fix. Search input. This input in this name isn't pointing to your input field that's receiving in your text. It's a display text object. I don't quite understand. The display text field does not find out about the new string until after the change has been handled. Because you might have changed the text that the user wants to see. Okay. You want to ask input field.text for the user's later input instead of search input.text. Hold on. Oh, input field. Hold on. I think I got it. I think I figured out what's going on. All right.
Wait, can I have the mouse for just 1 second? Here.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we need an input field to grab and work with. So when we're talking about our text input, I'm going to change this to input field. Like that. Sweet! And maybe we'll call this input field as well. Do it that name. Or just call it, yeah, input field. That's fine. And so now, in here, do we have a text property? Sweet, we do. Look at that. Next, can you hook that up, Campbell, since I changed the type in the game logic?
Uh-huh.
Change that to our input field. Now run it. That was a great answer. That helps us. There you go, right? As soon as you hit it, you see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now we need to use that code. We need to copy that code from our code generator and bring it out over here, is what I think we need to do next. So let's stop this. I think we can get rid of our output now. We don't really need that anymore. So we delete that. I'm going to also delete it from here. That guy. And we don't need this code anymore. We just need this.
Why exactly did that fix work?
I'll show you. We were asking what's going on here. What's your text value? It had not changed yet. The reason it had not is because the event allows us to change that text, like hide characters we don't want to show anybody. For example, like if it's a password or something like that. But the input field does have the latest. So instead of asking for text input.text, I asked for input field.text. You can see it right there, this line I commented out. That's the latest
Okay.
text. So just come here and say latest text, set that equal to that. Okay, that's how that fixes it. But great question, I'm so glad you asked. We're gonna get rid of this, we don't need the output anymore. Now that we don't need the output, what we do need is we need this code here. So can you copy that? This is our super vector class from our code generator that we built.
Copied.
Which is super sweet. And now let's go over here, let's paste it in. So here's the thing I'm not so sure about. I think we had trouble before when we created our own classes inside of Visual Studio. It seemed better to come in here and to create a new script. And so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to call this our super vector. Like that. This seems to be the better way to do it. And then just double click it. And now what I want to do here is I want to replace all of this. Go ahead and paste what we have on the clipboard there, Campbell.
Okay. Here? Oh wait,
no. I had everything selected. Use selection increase to select this class. We'll just drag with the mouse either one.
Oops.
Nope, not the whole thing. Go back with the minus. And now paste.
Control B.
All right. What do we need to use? We need to have a use in there. So hit Control dot there on match collection.
Control dot. Oops.
And then using system text regular expressions at top entry. That should take care of most of that.
Uh-oh.
Let's see, what's wrong with the code? What's happening here? Create. Not all code paths return a value. Oops, we forgot to say, we got a couple things. See where we have super vector here? We need to replace all of this with super vector in our code. And at the end, we need to return super vector. Okay, so we need to do that. Why doesn't the groups name work here? group doesn't have a name? How is that possible? I feel like we totally solved this before. Let's go look at our, got a couple things that we want to look at here. We've got a name here. Name of the captured group. Using system text regular expressions. Same using. I'm wondering if it's a versioning issue. Why would it work here and not work over there? Okay, so let's fix our code gen if we can here. We need to go look for the parts that we had to change. We had to change this part. I'm not sure about, Campbell. I don't know about that right now. We'll hopefully figure that out in a little bit. It's these lines of code here. All of these we need it to use super vector. So we need to fix that. It's also happening here. See what's happening? We call it super vector, but all of these are wrong. So those are the properties. That's in add initialization, and we need to pass in instance name there. Copy that to the clipboard, add that parameter. Instance name is coming in, and see that right there?
Yeah.
I'm going to make that change. So we're going to pass in instant name instead of RegEx value or whatever that was.
I just realized mainwindow.xaml.cs isn't saved.
Yeah, I noticed that too. We should save that and go check to see if there's any anything we need to do. There's one other. There's another parameter here that you can add if you want. It's just a caption. So for example, we could say, "Hey, good job," or maybe "Good luck" for the caption. Like that. Let's run it and see what it looks like. I think we solved the bug at the end where we are not returning anything, but now when we copy it, see it says good luck right up there at the top?
Yeah.
Okay. So now look, it now says my class. And if we change this to super vector, it changes it, or just super, it changes it to super. See all there?
Yeah.
We still need to return super at the end. So that's the last thing we need to do. So let's go to this code and let's fix that. It's in the generator. It's after the call to add initialization. We're going to say result plus equals return, and it's going to return. What is it going to return, Campbell?
Instance name? Or
that's exactly what it's going to return. That's a good, excellent guess on that. So now let's run that, and now let's change this to super vector. Let's copy it to the clipboard. Look, Campbell, it said good luck.
woohoo!
All right, let's come over into here. Let's grab it and paste it. So I'm going to just selection increase here, delete it. Oops, I didn't get the whole thing. All right. And let's paste it. And see what we get now. I think we're still going to have a problem with that name. Excellent guess. Are you diminishing your son's grasp of the concept? Yeah, maybe I did. Did you understand that, Kimmel?
More or less, yeah. I would
Then
say.
the answer is yes, certainly, Deb. I was totally doing that. And this is why it's so much better to have Shirley as a dad than me. because it was going to take care of you. All right, so I'm not sure why name's not found here. Group does not contain a definition for name. I think it's a versioning issue. .NET, RegEx, I'm doing a search for name, group name, essentially not found. What's happening there? It's a,
I'm sending you the link to the clip of the drones going haywire on Skype.
okay, I got it. And I'm going to, I'll put that in, drones go haywire. Here we go, we're watching it.
Oh,
Oh, wow. It could, now one of the things that I'm not doing is it could be they had an invalid screen position that they were put to. It's possible. That's really cool. It's a good clip, Kimball. Thank you for that. Okay. So let's see. Get the name of the captured group. Get group names. That's different. Yeah, .NET 4.7, there's a group.name property available. The problem is that this .NET version is probably under 4.7.
wait. Can I? Yeah, alright. Okay.
That's kind of our problem. So we have a versioning issue here. And I'm not sure how to correlate one group with the other. I think we can do it. Okay, so for 4.7, below 4.7, we're gonna have to. Looks like we're gonna have to change this code a little bit. I'm gonna grab this code right here, and we'll switch back over to your machine. I need to do that. I'm gonna copy it. Yeah, I'll switch back over to your machine, and let me just paste it in and work through the code here for a second, and maybe you can help me with this. I can get groups. I get it from an individual match. It's from one of the matches I've had. So that means in here, I'm gonna get the groups here. So step one is I'm gonna get the groups. Is that working yet? Oh no, it's match.group. Groups. So now I've got my group collection. And the groups there's also a get groups names. I may be able to totally rewrite this. The whole point in getting here is to get to a group. Yeah, the whole point there is to find the group, to get the value. So instead of doing this, I think we can actually simplify the code here. So now with groups, I think I can come in and, oh, this is with a group number. There's two options here. There's a group name. Sweet. Well, I know the group name coming in. So if I do this, get that name, that group, I think I can do this. And this looks like this is going to simplify the code a little bit. The group is null, then I'm going to just do a continue is what I'm going to do here. So just keep going through the loop to try to find it. And then here, I want to say group.value. And then the rest of the code is the same, where we're just checking to see if the name of the types are the same. And then if we can parse it out as a double, we're going to return that value.
Sorry, can you explain what you just did and why you did it?
I did it because, so did you understand when I said that name doesn't exist because it's an older version of .NET that we're depending on in our Unity game?
Yeah.
Because we were using a new .NET 4.8 or 4.7 feature, and our game is using an older version of .NET. Hold on, Surly Dev said something there. He says, in that clip though, I hadn't put any off-screen co-rods. I think I put F96500 to give them to the center of the screen. Interesting. Okay. So what did I do? I changed code so it would work with the older version of .NET, so it would be the same. I think it's the same code, and it's going to work with the older version of .NET because we're not accessing this name property of group anymore. Coworks, my bad. Okay. That's servant's response. Let's see if that works. Well, right now, it looks like we're in better shape. What I want to do next is in game logic is here. I want to say, I want to do this. I want to call super vector. Do you remember what our call was to create a new one?
Create.
And do you remember what we passed into it? What do you think we're going to pass in here to this?
It was, I do not remember.
Well, we're going to pass in the, what was it, the input field,
And the output field?
.text.
And the output field that text or no?
No, output is just, we're duplicating the output and I deleted that. And then we're going to say, hey, if, I think we can just do this. Isn't there a debug log where we just pass super vector out to it?
Okay.
Let's see if that works. I don't know if it'll work because we're testing a couple things at once. One of the things we're testing is
So
okay, invalid cast exception. Specified cast is not valid. Interesting, but you don't have a 3. You don't have a legal thing yet.
oh, I don't? Oh, I thought I did put it through. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Invalid cast exception. Specified cast is not valid. Can we look at the debug log and see what line of code is causing that?
Uh-huh.
And then the console log.
Huh.
What if value maybe is equal to null? Let's try returning null there. Oh, it's not going to do that either. So let's just return the default teeth like that. I wonder if that's maybe the issue. And maybe we'll do this too. We'll do a reasonable empty on value. My hunch is this is the problem. It's trying to convert something to an object or then to an int or a string. It says it's an invalid cast. So that's our problem. Let's try running it with that slight change there. It's checking to see if the value you type in is empty or the value it gets back for that match is empty. Now, let's see what happens here. 1 space 2 space 3. Look at that, you got a super vector.
Woohoo!
Okay, so now we've got a super vector. That's cool. And in fairness, actually, it's not really a super vector, I think. Oh, maybe it is. It's got a name associated with it. All right, that's cool. All right, so now...
Should we fix the vector? How it looks, I mean?
We can. I just wasn't thinking about that at all today.
Me neither, but...
So, and the problem is we got to slide that piece down. But yeah, we can look at that.
Do we have to slide it?
Yeah,
Alright, we do,
remember
because we
the
have
problem?
to cut off a certain amount of...
We have to slide it back in the direction, back towards endpoint. I'll show you what I mean by that.
I know what you mean, and then we also have to cut off a certain amount.
What'd you say?
So we have to cut off a little bit of the vector, or
Right.
not of the full vector, but of the straight line. And then but we also have to slide it back so that it looks normal.
Yeah. The problem is that if we do this, kind of look at this in 2D, in terms of what is happening, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm drawing a picture of it right now. I'll switch over go ahead and switch over to my machine, Campbell. Look at this in 2D. So we'll just kind of colorize these so we can kind of see these a little bit better. So, oops, like that. So this is what's happening right now. We're basically drawing a line between 2 points. From there to there.
I actually just got an idea for it. What if we change where the line has to go beforehand? Right? Would that work? Because right now we're saying that the line has to stop at the end of the triangle or the cone. Sorry, we're just looking at it in 2D. So what if we told it to stop at the beginning of the cone?
That is so crazy, it just might work. Let's look at our code and see if there's an easy way to do that. Go ahead and get rid of output so we can see more code on the screen.
I think it's going to be in create vector.
Yeah. Yeah, here's why that's not going to work. Come back over to my screen and take a look at this. The reason it's not going to work is because you've got this anchor point in the middle. I'm going to show you the anchor point. I'm going to make it this color right here. The anchor point goes here. Well, it's kind of going to work, but we're going to have to do the math.
Okay.
So the anchor point's here. We know the length, right? What we need to do, the formula looks like this. We need 2 things we have to figure out. We need to know the length difference, difference.
What do you mean a length difference?
I mean this. I mean from here to here, basically. It's from the end of this point to maybe just a little bit in there. We need that.
We have that. It's just the length of the cone.
I don't have it programmatically. I don't know what that number is.
But we can easily get it, right?
I don't know.
Because look, cone model. Look.
Oh, we can kind of measure it?
It's just the length on the z-axis. So we know like straight off the bat that it's 1.
I'm not sure if that's correct or not. It could be 1 though. You could be right. And the reason I'm not sure is because it's also contained in this guy, right? Which is also 1, and this thing was imported. The way I'd know for absolute sure is if I stuck if I put a cube on it
Okay, let's do that then.
at the exact same location,
Can I-
0, 0, 100.
Yeah.
A 1 by 1 by 1 cube, then that would tell me for sure.
3D object cube.
And make it 0, 0,
So
I think negative 100 is what it was.
0, tab, 0, tab. No, it was just 100. What?
It looks like it's a 2. It's too long.
It doesn't look like it's lining up at all.
Change
Oh,
the camera
right.
from above.
Wait.
No, remember we made the cone point right to the center point? The tip of the cone was always going to be lined up so that it would be easy to draw.
No, I don't remember.
We did. We made it so that the tip of the cone was at its origin. So if we said this is at 0, 0, 0, the cone would be pointing with the tip of it, the arrowhead, the head of the arrow, right at 0, 0, 0.
Oh.
That's why these are not looking like they're not lining up. But the point of it is just pointing to the exact center of the cube. But what I'm talking about is the length of this. It looks like it's 1 of these cubes plus another 1 of these cubes.
Okay, then we still know that it's 2.
Well, actually it looks less than 2. Let's get a second 1 of these cubes. Let's get these 2 next to each other. Let's duplicate that.
Wait, we have to get them perfectly lined up.
I'm with you. That looks like it's pretty close to that edge right there.
But I think how we do it is we do want it.
You want to use it with the positioning is what you want to
Yes.
do? Alright. Hold on, what is that? Oh, it looks like it's much closer to what I thought.
Wait, why don't we just make 1 cube that's 2 by 2?
Do it.
Or that's
Go ahead. Do it. You work on that. I'm going to
wait.
work on the math over here on my side. And figure this out.
it does appear to be correct.
Okay, so we think it's 2.
Yes. It is perfectly lined up at 2.
Okay, so back over to my machine here. I'm going to say the length difference is equal to 2 times 90% of that. So I'm going to leave a little 10% for this to stick inside of there and just overlap a bit. Is what I'm going to do.
So that it's not just like a
Right.
gap.
So let's look at the math here. If we take this and we subtract that length difference from it, like that, now we're stuck with this thing, but look at its center point. It's in the wrong, it needs to be moved as well. So this distance from one center point to the other
I have an idea.
is what, Campbell? From here,
Is it the length of the cone? It's 2 times 0.9, right? Or no? No.
and the question is this. How do we calculate how far we move it back?
It's half of 2.0.9, right?
Let's try it. So I duplicate that. Yeah, it's half of it. Okay? So it's half of that we have to move it back. Essentially half. So that's about half of the length difference. So
Wait, I have an idea actually that I think might also work. You know how we put the cone inside of a game object? What if we did that with the cylinder that we have? Oh wait, no, that would be hard because we would have
we still have to slide it and move it. I think. We still have to do that. I think. Oh, maybe, you know what, there's actually a way that does kind of make this work. If we put, let's try it in Unity. Let's just try it. Let's say we put, yeah, we would have to, I think, bring in a cylinder from Blender. Is that true?
Why?
Well, well, let's see if this is true or not. So if we go into cone here, and we say we want to start changing some of these scale options here, doubling them up. That's not what I'm interested in. I want to be able to see stuff. So make this a 2, this a 1, and that a 2.
Whoa. I think you did the wrong one. You want the z-axis to be going there, I think.
Let's see, I want the z-axis. And is that all? Yeah, maybe it's just the z-axis. Okay. Yeah, so take a look at this. When we change the scale of the outer cone, this thing stays lined up right where it needs to be. You agree with that? You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So what that means is that if inside our cone, we put our, like, the cube here, and we put it, like, there, and then, maybe not a cube, maybe, I'm gonna do that a second. Let's throw another game object in there, okay? And then the game object, you stuck it like there, and inside the game object, we added the cylinder.
Oh.
I'm thinking, not sure. If we're rotating around the X, so
yes.
90, there. Transforming X, nope, transforming Z to there.
More or less.
And we want the cylinder to be 1 wide right now at this current scale. I did the wrong one? That should be correct if I'm, because I've got it rotated. So was it this one? That looks better. And then back to the Z, make it 0.5. Okay.
For some reason, the screen is a little bit low res.
What you're getting from me on Skype, or
Yeah.
are you talking about what you're seeing yourself?
What I'm getting from you on Skype.
So now we have this guy, and my theory is now if I change this, it'll stay always aligned here. Let's see if that's correct. So if I make this nice. Good, some good suggestion, Campbell. Look at that. See what's going on?
Yes.
All right. So now only thing we need to do is figure out. Now all we need to figure out is figure out the length of this, what the length of that guy is, and set it. So this we're going to rename this, and we'll call that the arrow shaft or the vector shaft maybe. And that's what we need to scale inside of it, the cone that we create. And this guy, I almost think that we don't really need to scale the cone at all. The only piece we need to scale is this guy, the vector shaft.
Yes.
Just position it and figure out the scale. Okay, so let's see if we can make that code work. If we do nothing now, let's see what happens. It's gonna, I think, still build that extra second shaft. Oh, it didn't build it at all.
Well, yeah, because we haven't done anything yet.
No, because we, remember, always built it. Oh, I thought it always built it.
No.
Oh, it's when you hit the space.
Right.
There's a space. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there are 2 of them.
Yeah. So,
And this one doesn't go all the way through. This one does.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know it works more
All
or
right,
less.
so let's stop building. Let's take this one step at a time. Let's stop building let's stop building the cylinder. This guy right here. Let's just stop that. This is all going away. Okay? And let's just try running that. See what that looks like. Okay, better. Better. It's none of that matters, right? Because we haven't hooked that up yet.
Oh, right, we have not.
It's just the space draws it and then points it at that little dot out there. That's what's happening. The length of the cone isn't changing, but we want the cone length to change. we did figure out the length here. So here's the length here.
Ooh.
And
At least we know it's successful.
I want to rename this to length to point. And then we're going to create a new double called vector shaft length. And that's going to use the map we had before, which is going to say that's going to be equal to length to point minus 2 times 0.9. Minus 2 times 0.9. Something like that. And that's the vector shaft length. Then, now that we have the cone, we need to go get its child. And I'm not sure how to do that. It's not a component.
Get components and children, right?
I could do that. And we could look, because we want to transform. Is what we're looking for.
So we could totally do that.
But we need to find the right get component child. Do I get to specify the name of the child? No, I don't. It's not really get component, it's get components in children. So, alright, so let's declare that. And now we got to iterate through all these transforms to find the right one. So we're going to do a for each on that. I think I'll let you write this code. Copy components to the clipboard and then go to the next line and type in FE for each. And shoot, I had my screen up. There you go.
FE.
All right, and then now you want to say, I think if transform.gameObject.name equals.
Wait, no, I think we can just do with transform.name because I don't think we can access the game object from the transform.
Oh, I thought we could. Or parent. I thought it was parent. It was a thing like that.
Oops.
See what's intelligence. What IntelliSense gives you.
What's it called? What are we? Sorry, I totally just.
We're looking at 58. Line 58. We're going through all the transforms. So we want to work with the transform there. So if transform.name or transform.gameObject.name, I recall having to use
Forms. No, we tried doing that, but it didn't work. Yeah.
Equals.
What did we call it again? It might just be cylinder.
Vector shaft. Copy that to the clipboard and ensure no mistakes if you want. It's the vector shaft we're trying to change.
Control C.
Alright.
Control V.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, it's a string.
Alright. Don't forget control left and right arrow for moving quickly.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not sure about that. It could be just that it's incomplete.
Whoa, okay, that's not working. Wait.
You have to be at the end of the line, but we need something. We need like a begin and end block.
Oh, right.
Something inside of it. What's going on here? Type string to bool. The name is a string. Oh, I know why. You need a double equals for your comparison.
Oh, right, because oopsies.
Okay.
Oopsies, oops.
Cool. So if vector name is equal to vector shaft, then what are we going to do?
Then we are going to, I'm not quite sure.
You're going to need to set the transforms to a new local scale. Don't forget, IntelliSense is helping you out.
Oops, yeah. Got local scale plus equals.
Nope. It's a vector, so you probably can't do plus equals on it.
Right.
Every time I've seen in the past, when we want to change just one of the properties, we have to create a new vector. New vector 3, it looks like, is what it's suggesting for you.
Yep.
Which takes 3 parameters. X, Y, and Z. You'll have to go to Unity to figure out what those are.
Yes.
2 of them are going to be whatever they are in Unity, which I think are 1. And the other one is going to be, looks looks like Z is the third one that you change.
Yeah. So
X and Y are both 1. It's that one that we're changing, see it?
no, X and Y are both 0.
I mean of the scale.
Oh, right. So 1, 1, and then something else.
Yeah.
1, comma space, 1, comma space. What's gonna go here?
It's on line 54.
Vector shuffling.
This is actually a really brilliant suggestion you have, because it's ultimately going to really reduce the amount of code we need in here. We've already commented out all of the code down below, right, on 66 to 72. There you go, good job. And we can also come out these half positions up here, I think. I don't think we need these anymore.
We're not using them.
Yeah, they look like they're not used, so I'm going to comment those out as well. And then later we can delete them. Once we find it, we don't need to keep iterating anymore. So we can do something, we can just throw a little break in here. BR and then space, go ahead and hit the space bar there if you want.
Space.
That would expand the coverage template.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's exactly 12 o'clock.
I know. I have Philly cheesesteaks for everybody who
Oh, okay.
has a reasonably timed show.
And
Kimbo.
that's it for today, folks.
No, Kimball, it's just
Don't you gonna attempt it?
No, I'm kidding. We can test it.
Alright, save it, don't forget to save it. And we want to do one other thing too, because this, we really want to send in the call to create vector, we want to pass in something bigger.
Huh, it keeps on opening mouse without borders when I try to save it.
Maybe some of the key is stuck, I'm not sure. I think there's a shortcut key for mouse without borders, but now I can't come onto your machine anymore. So you'll have to
Okay.
do it.
There was a key that was stuck.
What'd you say?
There was a key that was stuck.
Okay. No worries. You have to check that checkbox above the word platform. You need to go again.
I like trash.
Sorry, I thought. Whoa!
Okay, what I want to do is in the call to create vector, I'm just going to come up here, hit the tab key, and I want to change 321 to like 642,
Okay.
just so it's more. I want it bigger because I want to make sure the shaft is still going all the way to the origin. So you can now keep that.
Space. Woo!
Okay, sweet. Now let's do this before mom comes back. We call create vector. See that?
Yeah.
I want to do this. When text changes, we create a super vector. I want to do this. If not null, I want to pass in the super vectors
Wait, that was so cool.
delta x.
If you use the keyboard shortcut for not null, does it just automatically set it to whatever is on your clipboard?
It does. It does. That's what's going on. Yeah. And then I
so
want to pass in just this. I want to pass in the x, y, and z. So now I want you to do it. And the only problem with this, I just realized, is we're going to be creating a ton of vectors as you type things in. But let's run it and watch it anyway. Let's save it and run it.
Yes. So it works.
Well, that's the first one. In fact, every time you press enter, I think press space, I think it's going to do it. But go down inside your text and enter like 789. 789.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just, because 789, it just would have stuck out further.
All right, yeah, you can do
So I
whatever
just
you want.
wanted to make sure.
Change that to put a 0 on there now.
They look kind of like fireworks.
Add
before
a
the-
0.
Yep. Whoa.
See it? Every time you change it, it's adding a new vector. It's one of those things, hey, the little umbrellas are back, says pudding. Make something negative, make
I
the
was
Z
about
negative.
to.
There you go, coming out, pointing at us. See if you can point it right at the camera. I'll get a raid going over here. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're working on it, we're getting it there, we're getting so we can type things in. These are all at 0. We're about ready to get it to the next level, Campbell. be able to point it anywhere.
Oh, I'm close with 10.
Kevin's working on getting a point red camera. I'm setting up a raid. Send you over to InstaFluff. InstaFluff looks like he's happy, having a good time. Something went wrong. Try running that action again.
6. I think -6 is as close as I can get.
Singular already
All right.
taken. Today's astral weather is bound to come in
And
handy.
then
Starting
wait,
the
I'm
raid.
just gonna.
Something went wrong. I'm not able to
5.
raid here. That's weird. Let me see if I can manually do it.
8. Here, 5. No.
Not raid this channel. Alright, can I raid Lana Lux? I can raid Lana, but I can't raid Insta. Alright. Good, everybody. Have fun. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, kids.